Get into this game. This is Jaedong night. Some people call tonight Tuesday night, but we call it Jaedong night.
Can it be both?
No.
No. This is like a new version of happy hour. You know, some places give you they give you cheaper drinks.
Careful with these ideas because someone will steal them and then make a business and make millions of dollars.
Happy hour Starcraft.
If you use that
between the hours of 5 and 8,
yeah,
you can get discounted Starcraft viewing. And by that I mean it's free in HD. Just a couple commercials.
Yep.
So not too bad.
MajorLeagueGaming.com. All day, every day. Check it out. But let's go ahead and head on over to Jaedong's little yellow camera vision thing, because he is our focus of this night. Unseen stuff, unseen replays here from the MVP Invitational. And on that note, guys. MLG is going to be rebroadcasting the entire MVP Invitational Tournament pretty much every day over the holidays at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
So if you're, opening presents with your family, just say, guys, hold on, pause, and then bring a computer into the room, turn on the MLG stream, and watch some StarCraft while you open your presents.
It's like opening 2 presents at once.
Exactly.
It's pretty awesome.
It's amazing.
I should do that.
I'm gonna do it. I've already planned on it.
You already planned on it?
Yeah, man.
Do you have you have like a big TV you can put your computer into?
Yeah, I'm gonna set up a projector or something.
Just use like a projector, or even if it's your normal TV you watch TV on.
Yep.
The HDMI plugged into your computer.
Laptop. Yep.
Yep. There you go.
And
it's
then
done.
and then say, hey family, watch this awesome StarCraft 2. And then it'll be like Flash versus Jaedong or something crazy like that. So. Looking forward to that. But yeah, guys, that's every day, pretty much for the next 20 days. Starting on the 23rd to the 6th, I think.
It's 23rd Sunday?
22nd to the 6th? 23rd to the 6th.
One of those days.
One of those days.
Coming up pretty fast. But
MajorLeagueGaming.com.
Indeed.
Yep.
There's a news post on it. Grubby, this game, basically the same stuff as last game, the opening. I mean, PvZ is a match if we don't see too many divergences early, and if you do, there's something crazy going on. Oh, Zergian takes 1 hit. I think Jaedong let that Zergian get hit just to know what it felt like. He's like, you know what? My Zergians need to understand what pain is.
Yes.
Oh!
They're gonna get disciplined. Well, then, no. He's like, alright, this one Zergling has been disobedient. I'm gonna kill the other one so he knows what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
And now that Ling is gonna be the MVP of this game.
This is how the pros do it.
Yeah.
You gotta discipline your units just a little bit. And the rest will fight better. So, same thing with Terran and Protoss. What you do with Terran is you just shoot when your Marines a couple times, right? And then you make sure they don't get healed for at least like 2 minutes. With Protoss, you can bash them a little bit, get like 1 life past the shields, then the shields regenerate. But Zerg, they're sterner.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't actually kill the guy, they'll regenerate and not even care. So if you want to...
It makes them stronger.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. So if you kill a couple Zerglings, the rest of the pack will fight harder.
Yep. And like pros do that. They'll kill their own units. I've done that before. You gotta make sure your army knows what's up. If they mess up.
Sometimes. Yeah. Especially in free-for-alls. It's very, very important in free-for-alls.
It's only a matter of time before we start getting like prisons in the tech tree, where we can make prisons to send our disobedient.
That'll be a new expansion.
Units.
I think so. So Grubby getting his fast robo, continuing to getting a 4th gas, continuing pro production. Although I don't think he's quite at the point where he's pretty. If he builds more than another 4, we expect to see somewhere below the last game. In fact, Warp Prism first, he's not doing that fast immortal push. Usually the Protoss cuts. He's cutting probes at 42. So, or never mind. He
there
just
we go. Adding on
second of downtime. So
let's see how many gateways he has on here. Does he have his? Oh, he has his 3rd and 4th gas.
Yeah, this is a Warp Prism harass, I think, into a 3rd. I don't think it's going to be an all-in.
Yeah.
Just because normally it makes more sense to get the Immortals first if you can do a timing.
Yep.
So I expect to see like an Observer here and a 3rd base. Actually, the fact that he's not building probes is kind of interesting. Or, I mean, right now he's building 1.
Yeah.
Now he's building Immortal. This could be actually... The fact he's not building probes, and Grubby's going to play, he wouldn't just ram... Well, as I said, he's building 1 more probe, so... I don't... It seems a little bit unoptimized. Like, normally you want to build probes constantly up until you get to the point where you're happy and then you stop. Or
2 at a time, typically, if you have 2 nexuses.
Yeah, or 0 if you want to do an all-in. The 1 at a time is like, well, I don't really want to commit all the units, but I don't really want to build my economy either. I'm just going to I think he was just trying to count the workers and get close to an exact amount. He's like, oh, I guess I need one more to scout, so he misjudged by one. So this is gonna be an immortal century, an immortal time. It's gonna be a later one. This is one that if you guys, I mean, you guys follow Starcraft, I've probably heard about this player called Rain from Team SK2.
Rain.
Most likely. Maybe. Ring a bell?
Oh yeah, Rain.
Yeah, it's ring a bell. So this is, he loves to do this version of the Mortal one where you kind of harass with a Warp Prism, and then you attack later. And it's kind of nice because it's the Warp Prism, if you can slow him down or basically keep the Zerg from curling their economy too fast. And the idea is if you move out too fast, often you get swarmed by Zerglings. So if you just wait, it's often a stronger attack. The disadvantage of waiting is if they're going for something like Infestors or Mutalists, you could risk letting them get those units out, and then it's so much harder to do it. But they're just going roaches and speedings. This is a great technique.
Now, Grubby is going to be pushing here with a lot of Immortals, a lot of Sentries, and Jaedong only making Lings and Roaches. Obviously, this is Jaedong, so obviously he sees some validity to this, so he's going to try to just focus on delaying Grubby as much as possible.
Look at the way he's moving his units across the minimap. He basically put them in between Grubby's army and Grubby's base, so Grubby has to be careful about a counterattack, and he has to be worried about a flank both at the same time. And Jaedong has left both those options open to himself. In fact, now he's got 3 different groups of units all ready to hit from multiple angles. Grubby's army, he's got to be really careful there. I like how Grubby didn't kill the rocks, though. Jaedong's having a hard time getting up to his cliff. A single force field can block that.
Gosh, Grubby can just make it so Jaedong can never engage him. Oh, the Immortal! Yeah,
because there's no, the fact that he had the units behind Grubby's army meant that Grubby couldn't get a proxy pylon up, which means that Grubby's had to use that Warp Prism
to warp in.
Exactly, and so he's able to focus on the Immortal, and that was not a bad move by Jaedong. And how many forces are left? I think he's burned quite a lot. The drones are actually very useful here. They tank a lot of damage. Now he's in Warp Prism to micro a bit.
32 Lings on the way, and not many Zealots left in this composition, not many Force Fields either, so Jaedong looks like he's going to absolutely crush this push here from Grubby. Grubby going to try to be fancy with that Immortal, but it is eventually going to die, and Jaedong doing a great job.
He did lose a lot of drones there, but I mean, the key thing is, if he can actually, I mean, yeah, now there's no more forces on the ramp. Once he gets to ramp them down, it's all over, but now he can just make pure drones from here on out, right? Because his army is so much stronger than Grubby's. Grubby can be annoying here, but Jaedong's not going to lose anything more. 2 more queens being made by Jaedong. Interesting. I mean, I guess he really wants to focus more on spraying creep. He already has 3 or 4 out, so I actually kind of like that. They're really great at defending Warp Prism Rest. If you get a couple, they can transfuse whatever Warp Prism attacks.
Yep.
Or the units inside the Warp Prism. And then also, of course, they can force it out pretty quick. So some nice moves by...
And Grubby has no third, and Jaedong has to be like really happy to see the lack of a
instant
third.
Infestation, but you have to do that.
Yep.
Even if you're ahead, I've seen so many Zergs hold this Immortal one, then they sit there and like mass roach
Lings and Roaches, yeah.
And then like at the 20-minute mark, the Protoss is like another 2-base Immortal one that hits with like 160 food. And by 20 minutes, the Zerg has like 5,000 resources banked and they're max, but it doesn't matter because you can have
Lings and Roaches.
Yeah, against like 150 food, and then they complain about Protoss, you know, really aggressively, like, oh, I was so far ahead. But well, no matter how far ahead you are, you still have to play the game. Up until the opponent leaves, it's a good idea to keep trying. So, Jaedong's doing just that, not giving up in the least, not letting off any slack. I like what Grubby's doing at the Observer Warp Prism.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Taking out creep tumors.
Yeah.
Like seeing that. There's the Patron Cleanse upgrade there from Jaedong. Of course, one of the most important upgrades in the Zerg arsenal. Queen's trying to track down this Warp Prism. Ooh, taking out the Observer. Nice little pick off there from Mr. Jaedong. Seeing what Grubby was up to and saying like, you know what? Stop that. Stop it. And he killed the Observer, so his creep should be able to start spreading again.
One thing we noticed, and you guys can notice too if you watch we're going to rebroadcast, we mentioned it, the MVP of the stuff we broadcasted on pay-per-view earlier. That's will be rebroadcasted over the next couple weeks at 6 Eastern starting next week. But Jaedong is always so observant about killing Observers. I remember he won so many late game Zerg vs Protoss in the MVP tournament from killing an Observer and then burning Infestors. Like in the middle of the game, he would know, he would send it overseer, he would notice his opponent only has a couple Observers, he would kill him with Corruptors, they would decimate his opponent by using Burrow, which is such...
Wow.
Ooh. Nice force fields by Grubby.
That's pretty good.
Getting off a section of Jaedong's units. Jaedong's gonna use this opportunity to try to deny third, but Grubby has no intention of taking a third. He's doing exactly what I mentioned before, another later Immortal Sentry move out. But the fact that Jaedong's, he's been teching 2 infestors, he's got spine cores. I don't think he's particularly. I think he's gonna be just fine against this attack by Grubby.
Yeah, Grubby still doesn't have a third, and Grubby has no intentions of taking that third. I don't think.
Which isn't necessarily the wrong play.
Right, exactly.
Often one of the best flops is just to stay on 2 base and just go for one more attack.
Tech up and just hope your opponent took the wrong way or
Yep.
makes a silly decision.
If your opponent doesn't have infestors, the push Grubby does can often end the game.
Ooh, nice little zoning here from Grubby.
Yeah, if he can kill his units, that'll make the attack much more successful. And it's true he's wasting time, but it's not really wasting too much time because it's not like Grubby's not building more units during this, right? He's still, replenishing his army as well as Jaedong replenishing his. So, the bad news for Grubby, just the infestor count is
yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
Is pretty ridiculous. And I like how Jaedong has all those spines on the third, but then the natural ramp, he's like, you know what? There's no way he can come with that small choke and have infestors. So I'm gonna mostly focus on the third, which is the more important one.
Grubby being fancy here, gonna try to warp in some units into his opponent's main base. Sentry gonna do it on a force field.
It's a distraction, trying to bring a lot of Jaedong's army back while Grubby really attacks up to third. And it works. Grubby was able to get up this ramp, and he's gonna be able to take down these spines really before reinforcements come. So a nice move by Grubby there, but still, Jaedong has so many units. Infestor's being a little bit careless there.
Gotta be careful with those. Fungal's gonna be very important here. Immortal's so strong here from Grubby, has 5 in total. Jaedong with 14 roaches in that production tab. Is he running out of fungals? He's out of infestors.
He's out of fungals, but Grubby's out of force fields. And Jaedong still has a good amount of units, but a lot of Zerglings here, which I think are going to be very effective now that Grubby's out of force fields. Grubby would take out the third base though.
And he's building a Nexus at this point, but these units, I don't see them leaving.
If Grubby can escape with his army, I think he'll be in great position, but unfortunately, Jaedong says, no, I have speedlings. The key word there being the speed part. So Grubby's unable to escape with his army, and this is not an army Grubby can rebuild. His main's out of energy, his natural's almost gone, and Grubby now he has to defend his third, and then he'd be okay. But
good luck.
Yeah, with what army, right?
He has 1 Colossus in production. That has to be a Hero Colossus, an MVP Colossus, to protect the remaining force that is.
And I mean, Jaedong lost a third, but he actually has a 4th up, so just minus from that. I mean, he got the drones away, so it wasn't a big deal to lose that hatchery. I mean, it's annoying, but Grubby might actually hold this.
I mean, once those infestors, once those Colossus get out, Jaedong doesn't have a Spire. Does he have a Spire? I don't think he does.
No, he does not. Grubby looks like he might hold this off for now. And Jaedong's trying to be annoying, but that Nexus, Grubby's using his Nexus so well here to defend. I really thought Jaedong would just walk across the map and kill his third, but
yeah, after all those units he lost in the middle of the map there.
Jaedong picking off a couple guys here though, so it's nice Micro doing some damage, knowing that he can't really commit. Now he sees the Colossus. Is he going to build a Spire?
He should.
Oh no, he's just going to go for it. Oh no. The force fields aren't quite fast if the roaches sneak by. Infested Terrans being thrown down. This might be it.
Grubby almost pulled off a miracle there, and I've seen Grubby do it before. He's been down in crazy situations and has been able to come back, but Jaedong gonna have way too much there, and he's gonna take game number 2.
Jaedong is the Miracle Destroyer.
The Miracle Destroyer.
The denier of miracles.
The denier of miracles.
Some say it takes the fun out of it. Jaedong says that's what makes me the tyrant, and goes on to beat Grubby in 2 consecutive games.
Very nicely played there from Jaedong. And guys, we're going to jump into another game from the MVP Invitational. Again, these are never before seen replays from the MVP Invitational. We're focusing on Jaedong tonight, so stay tuned. We'll be back after a quick break.